going on, guys? Tails86 here with Wii-kly Review, and today is a very long-awaited review for, well, a game that I think is very underrated, and I think every single person who owns a PlayStation Portable or a PS3 needs to download it. And I'm talking about a very special game, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. Now, of course, this is Guy's seat on my actual PSP, but we are going to be showing off Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage on the PlayStation Portable. So guys, I really hope you enjoy it. Welcome guys to Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage for the PlayStation 1. Now this is a direct sequel of Spyro 1, and basically we're just going to talk about how cool this game is, because it is a really cool game, especially if you're able to carry it on the go on a PlayStation Portable, or even if you play it on PlayStation 3. The controls, when they went and moved into PS3 and PSP, were still very good. I think twice as good as the PlayStation 1's controls that were previously on it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get straight to the review though.
Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. We should go on vacation. Somewhere warm. Somewhere sunny. Dragon Shores! Yeah! I haven't been there since we kicked Nasty Nork's butt. How about it, Sparks? You up for a vacation at the beach? Left when there's a Nork!
Okay guys, so this is Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, and we're going to show off basically what the controls are and basically what the story is in this game. Now, as you first saw in the very first intro of the game that I went and showed off, Spyro has kicked Nasty Nork's butt in the first game and is getting ready to start off on his next adventure to kick Ripto's ass. And basically, to do that, he has to defeat not only his evil henchmen, but he has to go around and collect 14 talismans, and as well as find 40 orbs to be able to get to Ripto himself and just teach him a lesson. So let's basically go ahead and talk about how the controls work. Okay guys, so now let's go ahead and talk about the controls on how this game basically works. Now, if you're playing on PlayStation Portable, you use the L and R buttons to be able to rotate your camera in a 360-degree angle, and you can also use your analog stick on PSP to use for your camera as well. I actually like though that they made it on the L and R buttons this time compared to the one on Spyro 1 where you had to use the analog for your moving around the camera, so it was kind of a really big improvement on what they did on the first one. Not only that, they just really improved well in the graphics. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about basically how to move your character around. You use the D-pad to be able to move left, right, up, or down. You use the X to jump, and at the very top of your jump you can make certain jumps that you wouldn't be able to make to be able to leap to certain areas. And I'll basically show you what I mean. To make it over certain large chasms, you basically hold down the X button and then press it again to glide. Now, being able to make a soft landing, instead of you having to land real hard on the ground, you can basically tap on the triangle button at the very end to also give you a small oomph to get up at that very part of the platform or portion of the stage you are on, like so. Now you also have a couple other attacks, as well as a charging attack with the square button, and as well as breathing fire with the O button. Now as you go around the game, you'll start finding these butterflies, and this little dragonfly that's following you around, his name's Sparkster. He will eat those butterflies to use for your health. So he is basically your health monitor. It takes, I believe, 4 hits to be able to knock Spyro out for one entire life. You lose all your lives and it's game over. Now as you enter a world, you'll be able to find lots of gems and be able to see some pretty hilarious intros at times. But basically you just have to help out around the place and just do certain quests. So like I said, you can be able to jump and everything. You can also do a lot better, finally, you can swim in this game. And swimming is very simple. Just pressing on the X to do lightly swimming You can do a charge attack under here, and you'll basically do like a real upper charged swim. And you can be able to burst into these little pots and get all the gems that you need. And being able to climb right out of the water just by pressing up on your very peak as you're getting ready to jump out of the water, just press on X. So let's go ahead and take out some of these enemies and see what basically happens. Now I will say that the graphics on this game are pretty good for their time, especially for this being a PlayStation 1 game. Now of course remember, PlayStation was something very new at the time. Well, not terribly new, but it was something pretty new for people who didn't own a PlayStation, for people who actually went with the N64 like I did. But it was something pretty revolutionary because not only was this one of actually the best 3D games that came out for the PlayStation first, but it was also one of the most revolutionary characters because Spyro was a really awesome character. He was cute, he was awesome, he could breathe fire, and he can just cause a bunch of mischief, and nobody would want to kick his ass or even try to come near him because, you'd get flamed in the ass if you tried to even take him on. For as little as he was a strong little dragon. But anyway, like I said in the game, basically, you will be fighting against lots of enemies, you'll be having boss battles, and being able to find secrets and being able to use new techniques. Now as you go through every area, you'll be able to take out enemies. Every time you take out an enemy, you will see an orb fly around and a number pop up. Now, when you get a certain amount, you can be able to use a certain technique if you are near one of the shining gates that shine with a certain number. If you have that number or more, you will be able to use that technique in the game. And whenever you beat a game portion of the level, you will be able to go back to the world and exchange whatever gems you collected to add to your actual account that you own now. Like so. So overall, this game is a very revolutionary game for the PlayStation 1 when it first came out in '97. Excuse me if I said that wrong. If it was a little bit later, excuse me. But the game, like I said, it's a very revolutionary game. It's a very fun game for almost any age. And you'll want to go back to playing it after you beat it the first time just to collect all the extra techniques and secrets within the whole entire game. So guys, this game, is getting a 9 out of 10 for graphic wise, for great sound because it has a great soundtrack, some pretty hilarious cutscenes, including the very first cutscene when Spyro first goes ahead and enters into Avalon, which is the world, of course, that you're in trying to be able to defeat Ripto. But it's just, like I said, it's a great game, and I really recommend it if you have never played a Spyro game. The first one, of course, like I said, is very good, but I believe that they just made some really huge improvements, not only just by camera, but graphics. You can tell there's a much better difference in the graphics compared to the first one. Now, of course, like I'm saying before, you can use other techniques and stuff like climbing, and you'll be able to use those when you go ahead and cash in by one of those banker guys, like I said before. If you have a certain amount of gems collected in your actual collection, you can use those to buy certain techniques to get you to higher areas in the game that you couldn't normally get to before. But anyway, guys, thank you again for watching. This has been Weekly Review. Take care. Later.